Alright, guys, I'm not really muting the TV. Quick talk with Luke. The Kings, man, they're special. They're special at making win-win trades. Obviously, 3 years ago, mid-season, they gave Halliburton to the Pacers. Changes our organization, and obviously changes theirs as we gave away Sabonis. So they got a points and rebounds double-double guy, and the Pacers got a points and assists double-double guy. At the time, a lot of people didn't think it was win-win, thought Kings fleeced us, but obviously if you look at it now, both teams have their star player, and even still have their star player to this day. Zach LaVine goes over and is a better scorer than De'Aaron Fox. I don't think he's a better all-around player, which is interesting, and that'll be fun to kind of see like what happens. But I think this is still a win-win trade. So now you have a pure scorer with Sabonis. Last time he had really a pure scorer, a guy who was just going to go down and get a bucket with him, was Oladipo. And you saw how good those Pacer teams did. So I think the Kings are going to continue to be good, and they could even reach as far as the 5 seed, I think, in the West, really, with this trade. And when you look at De'Aaron going to the Spurs, you look at another scoring option that the Spurs so desperately needed, especially the win, the 38-point win the Pacers had the other night against the Spurs. I just noticed if you stop Wemby and Chris Paul's not hitting his crazy turnaround jumper that he's kind of fallen off of because he's older. I am wearing no pants, but you guys cannot see that. They cannot. I've covered the mirror. I don't think they could see me anyway. Yeah, no, they would only be able to see my... I'm not wearing pants. But no, I am wearing pants, YouTube. Okay, guys, don't focus on my pants. Focus on the trade. But also, because I think this is deserved to be talked about, but I think it's an obvious thing, is Luka Doncic going to the Lakers is humongous, and obviously not a win-win trade. Luka to the Lakers. Lakers are set for the next 10 years. Mavs are going to have to rebuild in a couple years. Davis's health is not that good. So I think it's fun to see a win-win trade the day after, a crazy trade like that, because it reminds you that there are smart GMs out there from both teams. Spurs, I'm actually more interested in than the Kings. I think we already knew the Kings were good. Sabonis is a guy, most underrated player in the league. He was most underrated when he was here, and he's still the most underrated in Sacramento. Love Sabonis. But man, De'Aaron Fox with Wembanyama, that could be crazy. I think his speed is nuts. He's going to be throwing lobs to Wemby now. You can now put Paul on your bench unit, let him kind of lead that. Or put King, I guess off, but they're both guards. Maybe you play Paul and De'Aaron. I don't think that you should do that, but we will see. This is the most win-win trade we have seen since Sabonis Halliburton 3 years ago. And it'll be really interesting to see what happens to both these teams. If you're wondering what I think happens for the Spurs, I think they'll be the 8 seed. I think barely make it. They win some play-in, though, and they get in. 5 seed for the Kings. Lakers, Mavericks, on the other hand, Lakers going to be a very good regular season team because defense hasn't really played, especially in the Western Conference. It's not played during the regular season. They are screwed in the playoffs. They do not have defensive help, especially at center, unless they trade and somehow take away Miles Turner from us, which I would freaking hate, by the way. I don't think it happens. And when it comes to the Mavericks, I think they're going to be better in the postseason than they will the regular because they're built more defensively with AD now, but I don't think it's enough. I think both these teams maybe get to the second round and then lose in the Western Conference. So I actually think the Kings are now the best built team out of the 4 teams that we've talked about in this video of trades. So it'll be interesting. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I think Kings finish off strong, have a good postseason, and could even run to the Western Conference Final depending on how hot LaVine can get. But man, can he get cold as well. We'll see what happens. Thank you guys for watching. Aflac Time is out here. And also, Pacers are still the hottest team in basketball. Wake up.